Hi viewers, welcome back uh, to the playlist Cybersecurity. I'm going to add one more video in that playlist Cybersecurity. So without wasting any time, let us switch to the presentation mode. Cybersecurity by Surya Hanmanlu. My qualifications are BTech in ECE, MTech in Embedded Systems. I have a life membership in ISTE and member of IEEE. So moving ahead, in the presentation. So before moving ahead, we have to learn certain number of things like what is the agenda of today's discussion. We have to know clearly what is the agenda, and in the agenda, always the first thing will be credits and marks. How many credits and marks we have in this subject? List of outcomes of Unit 2, syllabi of Unit 2. As we are learning Unit number 2, so we have to understand what are the list of outcomes of Unit 2. Okay. And then in this, the name of the Unit 2 is Cyber Crimes and Cyber Laws. So, what are the different cyber crimes are available, and in what is the nature of the cyber crime, and in what way the cyber intruders or attackers will perform crimes, and what are the laws available, and how we can report using certain platforms that we are going to learn in this particular unit. Classification of cyber crimes also we are going to see here in the this is second part of the agenda. Classification of cyber crimes, common cyber crimes, and cybercrime targeting computers and mobiles. This is the third agenda point. Okay, and I didn't include references here in this agenda because it is already familiar to you in the previous videos of the unit number 1. So coming to the credits, this is also familiar to you. Totally, this is a 4 credited subject. Theory includes 3 credits and practicals includes 1 credit. Total end examination marks are 60, which are conducted by Telangana University at the end examinations, and internal marks are 15, which will be conducted by that particular college, and practicals are 25 marks. So moving ahead, first we will see what are the list of the outcomes of this unit number 2. Okay, so students at the end of this module should be able to understand cybercrimes, their nature and legal remedies, and has how to report the crimes through the available platforms and procedures. So you have to carefully observe this list of outcomes which are underlined here. Okay, so we have to understand the cyber crimes, their nature and legal remedies. What are the legal remedies we have, and how to report them through the available platforms, and what are the procedures to report them. Okay, so what are the available platforms and what are the procedures we have to report this uh, through the legal remedies. Okay, so moving ahead, this is the syllabus as it is, which is copied from the previous unit. This is a pic, not a text image, and this is the text image, so you can copy and paste it wherever you want. So here we are going to learn about the first two topics in this: classification of cyber crimes, and then common cyber crimes, cybercrime targeting computers and mobiles. So from here to here, we will discuss today. Okay. So from here to here, this is the about today's agenda. Okay. And coming to the classification of cybercrimes. Cybercrimes can be classified in various ways, but here are some common categories based on the nature of the crime, and based on the victim, based on the type of the arm, and based on the method of attack. There are 4 types of classifications we are discussing here. Not only this, based on these 4 types, but these are some of the common categories. That's why we are discussing them here. So, based on the nature of the crime, what are the types of attacks? What are the types of cyber crimes we can see is computer related cyber crimes. Okay, this involve using computers as a tool to commit crimes such as hacking, malware distribution, and identity theft. So even the hackers will also use computers only, and they will also target other computers in the network. Today's we have a vast interconnected network worldwide using the internet. So because of the evolution of the internet, even the cyber crimes are also getting increased day by day. Okay. So coming to the cyber computer targeted crimes. In this category, based on the nature of the crime, we have first this just now we have discussed about this particular category, cyber computer related cyber crimes. These involves using computers as tools to commit cyber crimes such as hacking, malware distribution, and identity theft. They will be asking us to open unnecessary links in the computers or in our laptops or in our mobiles, and they will be hacking our systems or mobiles by introducing certain malicious links. If we click on that malicious link, then we will fall prey to that those hackers, and they will simply introduce malware into our systems, and they will steal certain personal data, or even they will loot money from our bank accounts. Coming to the this computer targeted crimes, what are these computer targeted crimes means? These crimes target computers or networks. To whom they target? Computers or networks themselves. Okay, such as denial of service attacks. It is called as denial of service attacks, DOS attacks, and data breaches. These are the two techniques we are going to learn in detail about this denial of service attacks and data breaches. You know already what do you mean. What do you mean by data breaches? Your data is vulnerable to the different types of crimes based on the nature of the crime, like computer targeted crimes. Your data may be lost. That is called as data breaches. And what is denial of service attacks? We will see in the coming slides. Based on the victim, individuals are also victims and organizations are also victims. These crimes are not only restricted to only individuals. They are not only targeting individuals, such as they will like if it is a individual uh, based crime, if the individuals are the victims on these cyber crimes, then they will steal the data. They will do such as identity theft. These days, we are seeing so many people using their DP in WhatsApp uh, as some by instead of disclosing their identity, they will keep something else. And even there are some Facebook fake profiles are also available, Instagram, and etc. etc. So by doing so, they will attract the people, and then they will try to steal the data by performing identity theft. They will create as if they are our relatives or they are our close friends, but they will do some kind of phishing and online harassment. If our data is if our data is sensitive data is lost, then they will start harassing us also. And then coming to the organizational victims, these crimes target businesses, government agencies, and other organizations such as intellectual property theft, cyber espionage, and ransomware attacks. Okay, so this is not only restricted to individuals but even the organizations like businesses, government agencies, and other organizations such as IPR, intellectual property theft, and copyright espionage. What do you mean by copyright? I mean, not copyright, cyber espionage and ransomware attacks. So we will come to know what are these in the next slides. Now coming to the based on the type of arm, financial crimes. These crimes involve financial loss such as credit card fraud, money laundering, and investment scams. These telecallers will be so clever that they will start the conversation politely and they will steal our sensitive data, such as credit card and fraud, such as like they will say that some is there any message received in your mobile? Okay, we will say no. Then they will send the message at that time. Now can you see? So we will yes, it is received. Then they will ask us to reveal the message whatever that is received. If we reveal our password, OTP password, then they will directly access our credit cards which are saved in our account, like Amazon and then Flipkart. These days, like all the digital platforms which are available in the market, they will ask us to store the credit card information as per the RBI rules. They are not supposed to do, but they will take our permission. Instead of we entering the credit card number n number of times, we will save it because the OTP will come to our mobile, and then CVV is also available with our credit card only. If we can if we enter CVV, then and immediately OTP comes to our mobile, and after entering the OTP, the transaction will be done. So these financial crimes, they will do in such a way that if our mobile is vulnerable for the outsiders, if they hack our mobile, then our entire money in the bank will be looted by the hackers. Okay, that will come under this particular harm called financial harm. Based on this type, financial crimes are happening. And then investment scams. Certain number of people will ask us to invest in their organizations. Okay. So if we fall prey to them, then also our money will be lost. Reputational damage. In this category, based on the type of harm, reputational damage is there. These crimes damage the reputation of the individuals or organizations, such as defamation or slander. So this defamation or slander we have discussed in the previous videos also. What is mean by defamation is like for the famous personalities these days in the social media we are seeing so many trollings for them. Okay, so that is called defamation. Like we have to we will these people will damage the reputation of that particular person. Okay, and similarly slandering is also such a kind of reputational damage only. Coming to the data breaches. These crimes involve unauthorized access to sensitive data such as personal information, okay, and medical records and financial data. Okay, so if we perform, of course, if personal information is lost, is also a problem. But coming to this medical records, what do you mean by medical records here? Because these hospitals hospital people will they have to maintain certain medical records for themselves only. Instead of doing that, the concerned staff in that particular hospital will disclose the medical records of the different patients to the outsiders. So based on those medical records, these health insurance companies will be targeting us. Okay, so they won't provide health insurance up to the mark. They will promise, but they won't provide. So that is called data breaches. This medical records disclosing is also a kind of a data breaches. Not only the personal information, but the medical records. Say, for example, if one particular undergoes some X-ray, or and in the X-ray, if there comes certain kind of like fracture is there in his leg or in his hand, then the insurance company won't provide the sufficient terms and conditions initially. They will first ask us to pay for that insurance, and then later they will say that you have this kind of disability. It is even the records are available with us. We won't provide that immediately to you. It will take some time, like 1 year, 2 year, or 3 years, something like that. And there are certain insurance companies they won't provide for the heart related diseases. So if the medical records are available with them, they will take sufficient precautions in such a way that, of course, their job is to get the particular person insured in their star, like for example, I don't want to reveal that company. There are so many insurance companies are available. So they will intentionally involve us to purchase the policy from them, and they will say that because you have a heart related diseases, this is not covered. At that time they will tell in the sanction letter, I mean the approval letter, they will mention that one. Okay, so if suddenly if we encounter any heart related issues, then that policy is waste. So like that, it also related to financial misuse. So these are all comes under the based on the types of harm and based on the method of attack. The first one is phishing, second one is malware, and third one is social engineering. And last is denial of attacks, DOS attacks, we'll call it as. So first we'll discuss point by point. Based on the method of attack, phishing. This involves tricking the victims to click on the malicious links or opening attachments. These days, people will be sending certain mails also to us, like even though it's a PDF file, but by opening that file, we will be getting some kind of malicious attachments. I mean, malicious software will be introduced in our mobiles or systems, something like that. Okay, so we should be aware of opening a particular mail if it is from an unknown person or if it is from an unknown organizations, then we should not open such kind of mails or we should not click any suspicious link in that. These days, we are also getting messages similarly like that only. So for only 1 rupee, you can purchase this many number of products, and they will ask us to click on a particular URL. If you click on that URL, you will fall prey to them. That is called phishing. And coming to the malware, this involves malicious software to infect the computers or networks. They will introduce a malicious software and they will infect the computers or networks, like how the viruses will attack human beings to provide like and make them to suffer with some kind of diseases like dengue, malaria, etc., etc., typhoid, etc., etc. Similarly, for the computers also, they will introduce malicious software to infect the computers or networks. So, what do you mean by this infecting the computers? Is the computer's performance will become low. I mean, slow. They will hack entire memory of the cache memory. They will introduce into the cache memory of your system with malicious software only. So, it is our responsibility to remove that unnecessary things by regularly updating the antivirus software. These days, antivirus software is not at all required because operating systems are coming with their own antiviruses. Like Microsoft will come with Defender, and similarly, along with that Microsoft Defender, we should not and they also coming with their own firewalls. But still, I recommend you to install a branded antivirus software. Like we have to purchase the license. We should not use the trial versions. We have to purchase the license at least for one user. If it is individual PC or if it is organizations, we have to purchase the antivirus for 100 systems like that. Okay. So coming to this next thing, social engineering. This involves manipulating people to reveal sensitive information or perform actions. Okay, this in the social engineering category, what the hackers or the attackers will do is they will manipulating people to reveal sensitive information or perform actions. Just now I told that telecallers are so clever that they will involve us in the discussion. First, they will start the conversation politely and then they will try to reveal the sensitive information or perform actions. Just now I told how they will get OTP from us. Instead of hacking our mobiles, they will come to know like how to steal the OTPs. Okay, they will say that you have got 1 lakh rupees in the recent bumper prize, and you will get a message in your mobile. Can you reveal that OTP? Then I will immediately this amount will be deposited in your account. They will say, and if we fall prey to if we fall prey for such kind of things, then what happens is instead of getting money, our money will be looted from the bank because we have revealed OTP to him. Now, coming to the denial of service attacks. This involves overwhelming a computer or network with traffic, making it inaccessible. So, how they will try here is what is mean by denial of service attacks is here they will unnecessarily increase the data traffic. These days, there is no issue of data traffic or network traffic. Computers can access the internet anywhere from any place in the entire world these days. With the advent of new technologies like 5G, 6G, 7G, also in some countries. But unfortunately, India is having up to 5G only these days. Even some of the networks don't have even access to 5G. Okay. So they will say 4G plus, even though the 5G mobile is available, we will get only 4G plus network. But in countries like developed countries like Australia, UK, US, London, or Switzerland, something, etc., there they have up to 7G networks. Okay, 7G. You can assume the what is the speed of such a 7G network, and there will be no issue of the computers becoming slow while accessing the internet. But because of these DOS attacks, denial of service attacks, they will unnecessarily introduce, I mean, they will overwhelm a computer or network with unnecessary data traffic and making it inaccessible. If I want to access one particular website, say for example Amazon, if I want to if I want to purchase a product from Amazon, to my surprise, Amazon will not get open in my system because of this DOS attacks. They will introduce certain, I mean, unnecessary kind of data traffic, and they will make that website inaccessible to us. So this classification is not exhaustive. There are so many other classifications also there, but here we have discussed about only four types of this classification based on the type of the crime, based on the victim, based on the type of arm, and based on the method of attack. So still there are more specific certain regions or industries. Here we have discussed about uh, only four categories, only four types of attacks. But there may be other categories that overlap or more specific to certain regions or industries. Not only individuals, so certain regions or industries will also be affected by these different types of cyber crimes. And coming to the continuation of the classification of cyber crimes, I said, we will be discussing this denial of service attacks in detail. So, for those who cannot understand what is meant by denial of service, I have kept that in the here in the brackets in Telugu and in Hindi. Okay. So first we should learn. One should be aware of English, but if it is uh, not possible for you to understand, I have kept it in the slide even in Telugu and Hindi also. So you can read it yourself. I don't want to waste my time by reading it in Telugu and Hindi. So what is denial of attack services means? These are the attacks. I mean, these are of a type of cyber attack aimed at disrupting the normal operation of a network, system, or website by overwhelming it with traffic or other malicious requests. This overload can render the target inaccessible to legitimate users. Okay, so what is this DOS attacks stands for is, I mean, what is the meaning of DOS attacks is, they will, this is a type of a cyber attack aimed at disrupting, they will disturb the normal operation of a network or a system, and then or a website. Okay, so it could be network, it could be system or a website by overwhelming it with traffic or other malicious request. This overload can render the target inaccessible to legitimate users. There's no, I told example of Amazon website. Of course, Amazon website is always available to the users. They will take certain precautions in order to avoid these cyber crimes. because it's an e-commerce platform, so they have to be very much careful with such certain kind of things, and we can always trust Amazon. So it is a wonderful website which is available in the online platform. It is a leading platform in India. Okay. And coming to the types of DOS attacks, these are also of three types, if I'm not wrong. Yes. Volume based attacks, resource exhaustion attacks, and then application layer attacks. First, we'll discuss category wise. What is volume based attacks? These attacks flood the target with excessive data packets, overwhelming its network bandwidth or processing capabilities. As just now we have discussed about what is DOS attacks means, they will be introducing or they will be disturbing the normal operation of network system or website by overwhelming with traffic or malicious request. That is called as flooding here. Okay, so these attacks flood the target, whether it's a PC or a mobile or system or a website. They will they will flood the data, excessive data packets, overwhelming its network bandwidth or processing capabilities. Can you see it clearly? Overwhelming network bandwidth. What do you mean by bandwidth? You already know. And processing capabilities. Okay. Next, ping, packet internet or internet's gropper. What do you mean by ping is packet internet or internetwork gropper. This ping flood is called as, and in Telugu it is called as ping varada, or in Hindi it is called as ping bard. So it involves sending a large number of ICMP echoes requests, like they are ICMP requests are called as ICMP echo requests are called as pings to the target. And UDP, user datagram protocol. This UDP flood will what it will do? It overloads the target with UDP packets. Unnecessarily unwanted data packets will be received. Coming to SYN flood, synchronized flood exploits the TCP handshake process by sending a large number of sync packets without completing the connection. Actually, there are three types of communication: simplex, duplex, and off duplex, asynchronous and synchronous. Okay, they will use asynchronous or synchronous communication. Full duplex will depend upon both asynchronous and synchronous types of communication. And before starting the synchronization, they will perform certain TCP handshaking process. Okay, after that handshaking process completes, then only the data packets are to be supposed to be sent to the other person. But without getting the confirmation during the handshaking, they will exploit the TCP handshake process by sending a large number of sync packets without completing the connection. Actually, if the connection is established only, we can transfer the data, but without the connection establishing, they will exploit this TCP handshake process, and they will steal our sensitive information. That this will come under the category of sync flood. And coming to the resource exhaustion attacks. These attacks consume target resources such as CPU memory or disk space, mark making it unable to handle legitimate traffic. Okay, so what they will do is, like, what are the resources for us? CPU, its memory, and its hard disk. They will make it unable to handle the legitimate traffic. So okay, these attacks purposes, as we know that this will come under the DOS attacks. Their main purpose is to stop the accessibility of data. So they will in this case what they will do is they will make our CPU and memory, both including ROM and RAM, and the disk space. This memory indicates RAM and ROM, and disk space indicates ROM, only ROM, making it unable to handle legitimate traffic. Teardrop attack. Okay. So what do you mean by teardrop attack is fragmented packets in a way that target the target's operating system cannot reassemble them correctly, consuming the system resources. Actually, we will be while purchasing a laptop or mobile, we will be looking at random access memory RAM first. How much RAM is available? Irrespective of ROM, RAM is important for us because in order to handle the task smoothly, data will be fetched from the main memory, that is ROM, and it will be stored temporarily in the RAM memory. From there, it will access the data randomly. So it is just like a temporary memory. After the completion of that particular task, the data has to go and restore in the main memory. But instead of getting restored in the main memory at exactly from where it has picked, it will be stored it somewhere else. That's the reason why we will do regularly disk defragmentation. Okay. So this type of teardrop attack will not allow us to fragment the packets in a way that the target operating system cannot reassemble them. Okay. Can you concentrate on this point? It will not allow the system to reassemble them correctly, consuming the system's resources. Then the RAM will be searching for the data. Your CPU will be searching for the data. And in this process, it will become what I can say waste of time for the end user. And then coming to the land attack. Okay, Bhumi Dadi or Zameen par Hamla. Land attack means this one. Sending packets with the source and destination IP addresses to set the target's IP address, causing the target to waste the resources trying to respond to itself. Okay, so what they will do is they will they will send the packets with source and destination IP addresses. Okay, there are actually two things: source and destination. We should have different types of IP addresses to to set the target's IP address, causing it will what is their aim is they will be causing the target to waste the resources trying to respond itself. Okay, both the target source and target will be the same IP will be there here. So in by doing so, they will be making the resources waste trying to respond itself. Application layer attacks. Actually, in the operating system subject, we have learned like there are so many different layers like network layer, application layer, like that. So the attackers will be targeting only these application layers because there are so many apps are available in the market these days. So they are targeting the different apps. So if you have n number of apps in your mobile, I don't have any objection if you have sufficient enough space. Otherwise, I will suggest you to uh, uninstall the unnecessary apps which are available in your mobile, or otherwise keep on updating those different apps. Okay, otherwise they will create a lot of problem for your mobile will become hang. Okay, so these attacks target a specific vulnerabilities in the application or services running on the target system. Like first one is HTTP flood, overloads a web server with HTTP requests. Okay, so if you open any web page, we will be getting different ads on the sites, right? Or sometimes even on the main content also. So that is called HTTP flood. They will be overrolling a web server with HTTP requests. Hypertext transfer protocol is this HTTP, and it is also not secure. You should have HTTPS. Okay, but HTTPS is not there in the application layer attacks. DNS, domain name system amplification attack. This exploits the recursive nature of DNS queries to amplify the traffic sent to the target. Okay, I think this is a self-explanatory statement. You can understand on your own. And coming to the mitigation techniques, Upashamana Paddhatulu, Shamana technique. Okay, network level mitigation, application level mitigation, and one more is there, DOS, DDoS services mitigation. So we will discuss first one, network level mitigation. Rate limit, rate limiting limits the number of packets allowed from a single resource within a given time period. Filtering blocks a malicious traffic. As we have seen just now, what are the different types of cyber crimes? We are learning the mitigation techniques for those cyber crimes. The first one among them is network level mitigation. We'll start mitigation from the network level itself. By what type of network level mitigations are there? There is rate limiting, filtering, and intrusion detection and prevention systems (IDPS). So first we'll discuss about what is rate limiting. It limits the number of packets allowed from a single person or a single source with in a given time period. And filtering means it blocks malicious traffic based on its characteristics. They will install a strong firewall system in their operating systems, whether it's a mobile, Android, or Windows, or Mac, or Chrome. Even these days, we are also having Chrome is also having separate laptops called Chromebooks. They will use separate operating system in such kind of systems. Okay, so depending upon the type of OS we have, the OS will come with its strong firewall to avoid this type of DOS attacks. That will come under the network level mitigation. Then coming to the filtering, of course we have discussed about just now this filtering. What does a normal filter will do? It will remove the unwanted water from that, and then it will purify the water and give it as output to the particular person who want to drink pure water. And if you want still more purification, then we have to go for the mineral water bottles. Okay, they will be available in the market from like brands like Tata, Bisleri, like that, etc., etc. So what does the filtering in this network layer means? It blocks malicious traffic based on its characteristics. Based on the characteristics of that malicious software, they will filter it in the network layer itself, so that it will not enter into the application level, application layer. Intrusion detection and prevention system. So this detects and blocks DOS attacks. As we know that how the DOS attacks are available for us. Intruders will be entering into our systems, and they will, what you can say, install unnecessary data packets with different types of floods we have seen as of now in the previous slides in the same video itself. So this intrusion detection IDPS, what it will do is in intrusion detection and prevention system, they will detect and block the DOS attacks, denial of service attacks. Application level mitigation, challenge response authentication, okay, and rate limiting at the application level. Web application firewalls called as WAF. So what are these three things is requires attackers to solve a puzzle before accessing the target. Okay, so these days we are seeing in, if I try to open a new website, they will ask us whether you are a human being or a robot. They will test us with giving some different types of images on the screen to identify bicycles or to identify cars, some kind of etc. etc. Okay, after confirming that, yes, you are not a robot, then it will allow us to enter into that website. Okay, so like that, at the application level also, we are doing certain kind of mitigation techniques. Those are called as change response, challenge response authentication. It requires attackers to solve a puzzle before accessing the target. Okay, and these days even our Gmail and is also coming with two-step verification. Not only Gmail, every other e-commerce websites are also having their own two-step verification. If we try to log in from a different device, even the Netflix, Amazon Prime also will have their own type of authentication systems available called as two-step verification. They will send OTP to the mobile concerned person who purchased that plan, and after that person accepts only, it will be accessed by the other users. Coming to the rate limiting at the application level, it limits the number of requests allowed for a single source within a given time period. Web application firewalls, they will protect web applications from attacks, including DOS attacks. Okay, by using WAF, we can safeguard our systems by stopping them by using a strong firewalls. And coming to the mitigation techniques, the last one, DDoS, distributed denial of service attacks. I mean, mitigation. Any cached routing, and then content delivery networks called as CDNs, DDoS scrubbing centers. Any cached routing. First, we'll discuss the first point, any cached routing. So, what do you mean by any cached routing is here it distributes traffic across the multiple servers, okay, to reduce the impact of an attack. In order to reduce the impact of an attack, what this anycast routing will do is they will distribute the traffic across the multiple servers. Okay, those multiple servers will handle the data traffic so that the end user will not get any impact of that particular type of attack or that particular type of data excessive data flood. Then coming to CDNs, content delivery networks, the cache content closer uh, the users to reduce the load on their origin server. So just now, before starting this recording, in my system, it did not support me to open that Filmora, the editing software which I will use for my videos, to upload it in YouTube. So in order to create a video, I will be depending upon a software called Filmora. It didn't got opened. I tried restarting the system, still it didn't got open. So I pressed Control R in my laptop, and then I opened this command percentile temp. Okay, and then after entering the percentile temp in the run command dialog box, it has shown me some n number of files. I have tried deleting them. Okay, but the Wondershare is also available to my surprise there. So that's the reason why that Wondershare Filmora is not getting open. And also I try to remove the same cache memory by using only temp instead of percentile temp. Instead of this command, I used only temp. Okay, these are the two commands which are available. We can with the help of these two commands we can remove the unwanted cache data or cookies, something like that. So this CDNs, what they will do is the cache content closer to the users to reduce the load on the origin server. I mean, from where we are accessing the data. Of course, in my laptop, that Filmora does not depend upon a server, but it depends upon internet connection also. So that's the reason why it got struck. It didn't open its application, which is not available to me initially. But later, after clearing this temp memory, and it got open. So that's the reason why I'm recording this video. It took me for around 15 minutes to resolve this issue. And coming to the DDoS scrubbing centers, these are the specialized data centers that filter out malicious traffic. What is the duties? As the name only tells, that scrubbing centers means they will erase the malicious software. Okay, just is using the word filtering here, but what they will do is they will just remove the malicious software. That is nothing but filtering, of course. And this is the end of the presentation. If you want, you can subscribe to my channel. Not if you want, you have to definitely subscribe to my channel to get the continuous videos of this cyber security, so that if you miss any one of the my particular class in the college, you can go through this. Okay, so my mobile number is available here. It is 720-7634-394, and this is my website, and this is the QR code. Okay, and thank you. So have a great day ahead. I am taking leave from you, all of you.